This is a handler guide for Schedule 1. So I'm going to show you how to use handlers, how to pay handlers, how do you do the routes, all that stuff. So in order to get a handler, you already know it's at the warehouse over here, and it's where you get all your employees. Once you get an employee, you'll have a clipboard on number 9 on your keyboard. You can see it at the bottom there. And then what you'll do is you'll go up to your employee, and it'll have a button for Manage Handler if you have the clipboard out. Okay, so I'm going to clear this guy out. Well, I can't clear everything off of him, but I'm going to clear him out. So he'll look like this minus the station. Okay, I have a station assigned to him already, but what you're going to do is you're going to assign him a bed. So you'll need an open bed. In my case, his bed was back in this room. It was this one. So once you click that bed from that on the clipboard, you have to go before without clicking anything else. You just want to click what I clicked and then go over to a bed and then left click. Okay, and it'll keep him on the clipboard, so you don't have to go back to him every time. We still have him up. So then the next thing is I could assign a station. So I click assign a station. The only stations handlers use are packaging stations. So I can go over to it and I can click it. Now I already had one assigned, but you could click assign a packaging station. If you want to remove one, you click assign stations and then you click that same one that he's already on and it'll remove it. Okay, so in my case I want him on there though. Then, this is the main function of a handler. It's routes, and this is where it gets most complicated. Now, I don't just open up all these. You don't have to set them all up, but I just go ahead and open them all up. And now, what it is he will take things from a location to a location, if possible and if compatible. So, for example, from, I will click none. I would say this storage shelf. So, you see on the storage shelf, I have some acids, I have some phosphorus. That's going to be for a chemistry bench, right? So, I would click on this. And just to show again, I'll click this and then I would click on the storage shelf. So now I'm saying one of your routes is to grab things from that storage shelf. Now we need to decide where we're going to go with those items in this route. So I'll say take those whatever items you can that make sense from that storage rack, take them to the chemistry bench and click it. So now we have a route, large storage rack to the chemistry station. So the way this will work is if there's something in here that he can grab to put over here, and if there's an open slot to put something here, then he'll come in here, he'll grab something like this, he'll go over here, and he'll put it in here, okay? And this works great for everything except for the chemistry station, ironically, because he'll just throw random crap in here, at least on launch. The developer might fix that eventually, so he might end up with just 3 pseudos in here or something and ruin your whole thing, have to manually do it anyway. But for most things, that's how it's going to work. And so once you get off, you'll go back to him and grab him again. And so another one you would do is say from none, and say over here I'm going to put Bud and Viagra, for example. Okay, click there to start from that storage rack. Click the none, take it to the mixing station. Then I would click over here to do another route where I also take from this shelf. Actually, no, I don't need to do another route. Sorry, I'm getting it wrong here. If both ingredients are in one shelf, you only need the one shelf. So if I have Viagra and Bud on the same shelf, I just need the one route from the shelf to the mixer. Then they'll grab everything from that shelf and put it over in the mixer. Okay. Now there are times where you'll need 2 different ones though from 2 different things, and a lot of times it's for organizing purposes. So like if I have a setup where I'm having the mixer go to a mixer to mix 3 times, then I have to have my shelf separate, or else I'll get different batches of weed every single time. And so what I would do is I would pick one of these shelves, make a route from there to that mixing station, and then do this shelf over here, have that one go to this mixing station, and then that one back there, and all that one go to this mixing station. And then I would have to go over there, and I would have to, in this shelf, put, I don't know, like Viagra, and then horse semen and batteries. And that way, only the Viagra can go to this one, only the horse semen can go to this one, only the batteries can go to this one. So like you kind of got to control it like that. Now something else that happens things where you might think you need a handler, but you do not. So for example, when a botanist grows something and they harvest it, the handler does not need to carry that away to the shelf. The botanist will do that. What you do is you go to the clipboard, and the pot, for example, has its own destination. So whoever's using it will take it away. You don't need a handler for that. The mixing station, for example, same thing. It has a destination. So the chemist actually will take the finished product and move it to whatever your destination is. And the packaging station, which is done by the handlers, does not need a route because you pick the destination, and whichever handler is using it, then that's who's going to move it over there without having to use up one of your routes. And other than that, though, I don't know if I mentioned this at the beginning, you got to make sure you pay these guys. So you go to their briefcase and you stuff money in it. You can shift right click in order to put in 100 at a time, or shift left click to put in 1,000, or you can just right click and drag to put in 100, or left click and put in, left click and drag, put in 1,000. And then they will consume that money every day. They also don't work between 4 and 6 a.m., so you can't make them work during this time pause at 4 a.m. And that pretty much covers it. So hopefully it helps you guys out. Hopefully that's everything you need to know. Now you know how to use handlers in Schedule 1.